Hello everybody, welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. How are you? Are you happy and healthy doing the things you love? I really hope so. I am Sean Butler. Well, there's Bugsy Malone with her ball. It is Thursday lunchtime. It's wet, it's miserable. This will hopefully be a fairly quick update on all things Tottenham news, views and transfer clues. Do me a favour before we get going, smash the like button for me on the video like you always do. Smash the subscribe on the channel if you haven't already. Join the 13,100 Tottenham fans that have gone before. Welcome back to them, welcome to the new. Hit the notification bell and drop a comment, let me know your thoughts on today's show. Guys, let's start with the latest news that came out just a little while ago. A Daily Mail online article, not from our friend Mockers, Sammy, anyone could do anything Mockbell. One of his colleagues has put out a story suggesting, again, no quotes, I think maybe actually on reflection, having read it, they are going off of what the Bild has said in Germany, and so we know what we think about them. But the story is, in a nutshell, that Harry Kane would be willing, potentially, to sacrifice £20 million worth of salary if it can get the deal over the line. If the gap between the two clubs is about £20 million in valuation and Bayern Munich just can't raise the difference to get this done, that he would be willing to forego some structure, some segment of his salary in the early years in order to allow Bayern Munich to have the money then to not have to pay him but to pay Tottenham to get the deal done. Such is his willingness to go to Munich this summer. Which is interesting. I mean, I've never really heard that being done before. Tell me in the comments if you have. A player willing to sacrifice his salary in the early stages of a move in order to make the move happen. I mean, if I'm Harry Kane, I'm wondering why Bayern Munich can't find the money. How much do you really want me? You've seen the precedents that have been set with players like Rasmus Højlund, with players like Mason Mount, with players like Caicedo and Declan Rice. The right money is the right money. Anyway, there's that story, which is in conflict with the other story that was out yesterday that says that Harry Kane is actually willing to stay at Tottenham and sign a new contract if he can see progress on the pitch. And there's no real conclusion in my mind as to where we currently stand. What we do know is that we are expecting a fourth bid from Bayern Munich imminently, and that it's going to get closer to the valuation. For me, I want this thing over and done with. I want it out of the way. If he wants to stay, stay, but sign the contract, get paid your big money, don't let it drag on any further. Harry Kane, of course, also yesterday, according to other reports, said, if I'm here for Brentford, I'll be here for the season. Again, no quotation. That was Dan Kilpatrick of The Standard. So at the moment, I don't know which news article to believe. No one is providing any quotes. No one's really providing anything. Everyone's hush-hush, but journalists have got to sell their papers. And so today's story is that Harry Kane is willing to forego salary to make the dream move happen. If it does happen, then where are Tottenham going to spend that money? Well, the updates today for you guys are that Fulham are bracing themselves for an expected bid from Tottenham for Tosin Adarabioyo. That could be coming as early as Friday, but more likely early next week, as Tottenham, according to reports, are now upping their pursuits of defensive reinforcements. It's only been 6 weeks, guys. It's only been 6 weeks since we started these rumours. So we are where we are with that. For me personally, I'm a big fan of Tosin Adarabioyo. I'm going to put up later on the channel a clip from last night's stream with Sava and Henry, where there was a bit of a conversation around if you do sign Tosin and if you do sign van der Ven, who gets the starting berth ahead of or not Christian Romero. Both Henry and Saba put out strong arguments that Romero really isn't that great. Be interesting to see what you guys think about that. Let me know in the comments of either this video or that video. But as expected, according to reports, that Tosin is going to have a bid go his way from Tottenham. On top of that, we are still very much, according to Romano, interested in and discussing the options and trying to find conclusions to the deals for both either or Mickey van der Ven and Edmund Tapsoba. To me, the question marks over van der Ven and Tapsoba is similar to kind of what happened with David Raya. Why was there no other interest in David Raya? Was it because there was a general conclusion, general consensus that the price that was asked was too high? We now know that Arsenal are apparently getting closer to agreeing a deal at a fraction of the cost of what they asked us to pay, which is incredibly frustrating. But I guess patience is a virtue sometimes. Sometimes it isn't. But I'd ask the same question around where is the competition for Mickey van der Ven's signature and for Edmund Tapsoba's signature? There isn't much. There's not many other clubs that are being linked. Liverpool, spurious links earlier on in the window. Not really much coming. So we'll see what happens there. And the last sort of piece of transfer news for me to bring to your attention, guys, is regarding the replacement for Harry Kane. If we did get Harry Kane money, where do we spend it? And the two links that are heating up for you this afternoon, or from yesterday really. One is Brennan Johnson, Nottingham Forest striker. Had a very good season last year for Forest. What did he get? I don't have my stats, I didn't do my stat check, but from memory was it 9 goals? Could be wrong about that, correct me if I am. But I think it was 9 goals. Look, a very talented player. I do like him. He's Welsh, he'll count as the homegrown numbers if that is an issue for Tottenham. And bags of potential. But you want to see that potential realised if you're going to pay the asking price. I believe Brentford had a £35 million bid turned down by Forest last week or the week before. But the reports out today are suggesting that Nottingham Forest have softened their stance on the asking price. They initially were asking for about 50. Now they will consider bids above 40 million, which might tempt Aston Villa, who are also looking at him. West Ham are looking at him, interestingly. And also, obviously, Brentford certainly will go back. Maybe if 5 million is the difference, then maybe, just maybe, they will go back in with a renewed offer, as they need to look for life after Ivan Toney, or whilst they still have Ivan Toney, but they can't use Ivan Toney. They don't have enough reinforcements up front to satisfy the first half of the season's requirements. So maybe the Forest guy is their man. Do I like him for a Tottenham system? I do. He's a hard worker. His work rate is excellent. He'll press and run all day. He's got a good finish on him, good temperament. And I think he'll do well. I do think he'll do well. Is he an exciting option for me? Not really. Am I really going to get out of my seat and think that we're doing bits if we sign him? Not currently. I don't think it excites me. But do I think he'll be a good fit? Yes. Do I think he'll be a great player in the future? I think he's got every chance to become one. So we will see where that one goes. But the other story that is really interesting is the links to Gift Orban, the Nigerian player who is 21 years old, plays for Ghent in the Belgium League, and he's had a very, very interesting start to his career. Basically, I think he joined Ghent in January, was it? And in about 22 games, something like that, he scored about 20 goals. Maybe 24 games, 22 goals. It's near enough a goal a game, as he's moved from the Norwegian League. I wrote down the name of the club, Stabæk, a Norwegian club, where again he played about 25 games, something like that, and got about 23 goals. Everywhere he's gone, everything he's done at any level, he's basically getting near enough a goal every game. And he's done that in the Europa Conference League as well, in the qualifiers. So He's done it in a variety of styles, a variety of formats. I didn't know too much about him, so I looked him up on the Y-Scout tool. And because he's not part of one of the top 6 leagues, I can't show you the FB ref stats because they don't go into the Belgium league, so it's difficult to find stats. But with Y-Scout you can. The problem is it doesn't make it very easy for me to display it in a nice easy screenshot. I'll see if I can get some stats to run through for you, but ultimately one of the main takeaways what I noticed was his goals versus his XG. I'm pretty sure I saw something on the lines of 20 goals from about 11 XG. So he's scoring goals that he shouldn't be scoring. He's got a finish on him and he's taking basically most of the chances that come his way. Same as that El Yawahi fella that we spoke about previously, who plays for Montpellier, and that Tottenham have also put in a bid for or an interest, an inquiry or whatever for him. That guy also had a ridiculously high shot to goal conversion ratio, and one of the biggest deficits between his XG and his goals last season. El Yawahi obviously has got a little bit of I don't know, some kind of behavioural issues. I don't know how you want to call it, but as a player, very talented, incredible flexibility. And I don't want to drift off onto talking about him. Stick to Gift Orban. For me, what I did look at him on the Y-Scout tour, and I saw all of his goals playing in the Norwegian league and in the Belgium league. What I would say is the guy is an incredibly tricky, clever player. He's got some really cool drag backs, like, you know, pull across, well, whatever the words are, just kind of like clever footwork, creative touches. He's quite stocky, powerful runner, quick feet, so he can get himself out of trouble, and a really good finish, a wonderful right foot on him. I think a lot of those goals that he scored though, where the XG was higher, especially when in the Norwegian league, some of the goalkeeping level was really woeful, and so he was banging goals in from distance, but I don't think he would have had the same outcomes against top tier defenders or top tier goalkeepers. Obviously he's young, he's moving up in the world. His value's 20 million quid. Do I like him as a player? Yes. He reminds me a little bit of a Steven Bergwijn, I'll be honest, but he plays more centrally through the middle as a 9 and likes to run onto the ball, and if he can get in behind, I think he'd be very helpful. How does that work in a Postecoglou system that's possession based remains to be seen. I can't tell you too much about his work rate. I didn't look into his presses and things, I didn't have time, so I will do a little bit more digging on him on that one if the story kind of picks up some pace. At the moment, I think it's just a kind of an inquiry that we've done, if we have done anything at all. And I think it's really based on the presumption that Harry Kane is leaving the club. If Harry Kane isn't leaving the club, then if his valuation is 20 and they would want a bit of a premium on that, 25 million, something like that, then I don't really see us getting that job done unless Harry Kane leaves. If he does, from what I've seen of Gift Orban, I'll be honest, like I really do think he looks like he's got what it takes. I think you have to take a gamble sometimes if you want to find the next guy. If you know we're not going to be able to attract the guys that are at the highest level, and you have to go searching a little bit deeper, then you're going to have to take some punts on players that haven't yet proven it at the highest level. But Gift Orban has proven it at every level that he has been asked to. And to have those goal ratios and the XG to G ratio, all of it looks very good on paper. And when you look at him on the Y-Scout video analysis, he does look like a player that's got, you know, bags of potential. I probably would rather see him come in than Brennan Johnson, and Brennan Johnson will probably cost twice the money. Could be a bit of a wild statement that, but maybe I need to do a little bit more digging before I land on an answer. But I'm very impressed with what I've seen, and I certainly wouldn't be put off if Tottenham were to spend 20 million of the money on Harry Kane, on him, and then use the rest alongside Pierre-Emile Højbjerg money, if that happens to materialise. Put that towards whatever money was already in the bucket and go and get 2 centre-backs and a 6. And then I think Tottenham are good with the squad we have. We then just have to get rid of the squad that we don't want. On that note, Tanguy Ndombele is the subject to a €12 million bid from Turkey. Again though, the same people that are putting those things out are the same people that have been saying that deals have been done when they haven't been for other players like Victor Nelson and Altay, the goalkeeper, Altay Bayındır, I think his name was. But yeah, that's the noise, that he might go to Turkey if they can find a way to satisfy his wage demands. I don't know what to feel about it. We haven't seen him in pre-season. The injury probably came at the wrong time, but from what you've seen, you have to make a stab. If one of Lo Celso and Ndombele are staying, to me right now, I think it's clear you should probably pick Lo Celso. As long as he is happy at Tottenham, then I think he can offer good things. And then we need to tear up some contracts on Hugo Lloris, Davinson Sanchez. There needs to be a solution there. A lot of people are talking to me about Eric Dyer, guys, saying he's going to be the next captain and get his contract sorted. I have got my fingers crossed and everything else crossed that that's not the case. Wow, I've been talking too long. I'll let you go, guys. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, bye.